right now at 6, achieving the American dream.
I have been on Zillow for months and months and months.
Isn't as easy as it used to be.
It can be really intimidating to see numbers this high.
The Metro's housing market is pricing people out.
You don't see it slowing down anytime soon.
I don't.
We have a 360 in-depth look at how to land your first home.
You really have to get your ducks in a row before you start looking.
A convicted murderer who killed 5 people could be on a pathway to parole. Family of victims plan to stand in his way.
What I want to believe is he's never going to get out and he's going to die in jail.
State lawmakers want us to recycle more.
Our recycling rates are really poor.
Businesses impacted by their proposed plan worry it just creates unnecessary trouble.
We could be forcing a even more difficult situation for a lot of folks.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jacqueline Allen. The days of owning home before you're 30 are dwindling fast.
So the average price of a home in the Metro now is $700,000. Of course, pricing out so many Coloradans.
And tonight we have a 360 in-depth look at the state of the housing market and how you can get ahead.
So we're going to kick off our coverage with Denver 7's Russell Haythorne. Russ?
Yeah, Shannon, the insanity with Denver's hot housing market really does continue. Once a for sale sign goes up on a neighborhood street like this, it's only a matter of days, sometimes hours, before it's sold. Let's be honest.
It can be very discouraging.
This housing market isn't getting any easier for buyers.
I have been on Zillow for months and months and months.
But here's some good news. For first-time home buyers like Olivia Reed, persistence can pay off.
You kind of have to figure out what is a realistic price point to start looking at, and then how do you make a competitive offer from that price.
The numbers continue to be completely mind-boggling. According to the Denver Metro Association of Realtors, the average home is staying on the market just 4 days. The month of March saw appreciation at a staggering 9%, and the average purchase price is now $705,000.
It's called Dream House Acres, pretty catchy name.
Take this house in Centennial, for example. Realtor Joy Dysart put it on the market just 2.5 weeks ago.
It was on the market for $580,000. We basically had 60 showings, 13 offers, and we chose the best offer of that. We got an offer for $680,500.
So how far over ask?
That was $100,500.
Over ask.
Over ask, and they got the sellers got a post occupancy of 30 days. Is that amazing?
Amazing to some, deflating to others. Experts say buyers far outweigh inventory, and there are also investors, both local and out of state, who are hard to beat because they offer cash and a quick close.
Out of the 13 offers, 5 were investors. A lot are from Denver. Some are from California.
Dysart and other experts say the key to breaking into the market, pooling resources, and buying with a trusted roommate or friend.
2 guys, 2 girls, roommate situations, and they have been doing that for years, but we're just seeing more of it now.
Reed is buying with her boyfriend. If it was just her income, it would be more challenging.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't. It wouldn't have been possible.
They are under contract and closing at the end of this month.
I'm excited, but I'm waiting until the closing date.
We're excited for her too. Interest rates really aren't helping buyers right now either. They're at 4.5 to 5%, up from 3% just a year ago. We're live in Denver tonight. Russell Haythorne, back to you guys.
What a crazy market. Thank you, Russell. And speaking of those rate hikes, they could help slow down the housing market. We spoke with the head of the real estate for homes in Colorado for some insight tonight.
I think there's been a lot of challenges on the buy side, and then with what's going on right now with the rate hikes and lack of affordability, and especially a market that's pretty heated and competitive like Denver, I think we're starting to see that's going to have an impact, and it is going to slow things down.
Just this week, the Denver Metro Association of Realtors released its March report, and as Russell said, it found the average closing price more than $705,000. Active listings jumped 81%. Experts say listings typically do increase in April and May, with people putting more homes in the market as school gets out.
For some perspective, the housing market in the metro has become so competitive. An economist with Zillow tells us you have to treat finding a home like a second job.
That means every weekend, really, someone who's in the house hunt right now needs to go out there, tour a fresh crop of homes, probably pre-inspect them so that they're in position to waive that inspection contingency, and then cross their fingers and hope their offer gets accepted.
Here's a reality check. He says it's also important to lower expectations. If there's a home listed for a price that's at the absolute top of your budget, it may not be worth your time since so many houses are going for above asking price.
A second Colorado jury now has found Alex Ewing guilty of murder in connection to the hammer killer spree back 40 years ago. A Jefferson County jury found Ewing guilty of killing Patricia Smith, seen here on the right, in January of 1984. Ewing was also convicted in August in Arapahoe County for killing 3 members of the Bennett family during that same period of time. In October, though, a judge declared a mistrial in that initial trial linked to Smith's murder. Ewing's team requested a competency evaluation.
A convicted murderer who killed 5 people in a shooting rampage 25 years ago could be admitted into a state program to get out of jail in 3 to 5 years. Family members of those killed are doing what they can to make sure that doesn't happen. Today, we spoke with Kayla Reichert. Her mom, Penny Bowman, brother Greg Metal, and Greg's girlfriend, Marissa Avalos, were among those killed by 17-year-old Alexander Pogosian. It was dubbed the Labor Day Massacre by Aurora police. Now, since Pogosian was a juvenile when sentenced, he could be admitted into the JCAP program. This program was developed in 2016 for offenders who were serving a prison sentence for a felony offense committed while they were a juvenile. Those who serve 20 to 25 years in prison could be eligible for this program. It lasts for 3 to 5 years, and upon completion, they could request early parole. Kayla says she appreciates this program, but says not everyone should be admitted into it.
I really think the person who's trying to seek restoration and growth and a chance to be on the outside again is great. And I feel like there's so many people deserving of that chance. Alex is definitely not one of them. I think it almost would be an injustice to that program.
And Kayla is providing a written statement tomorrow on why Pogosian should not be admitted into JCAP.
Colorado's recycling rates are a dismal 15%. Now, part of the problem is a lack of recycling programs. Well, a bill up for debate would offer a statewide option, but that plan would rely on businesses to pay for it. Denver 7 political reporter Megan Lopez tonight spoke to people at 2 businesses on 2 different sides.
If you want to see how quickly a business can go from just an idea to an essential operation,
It's just been go, go, go.
look no further than Direct Polymers.
Our 7th production line is being installed.
It's the only recycling facility in the state with a sole focus on plastic. They recycle everything from medical grade materials to some of the cheapest plastics around. Stuff so low grade others won't bother with it. And business is good, but there is one problem.
Our recycling rates are really poor.
The factory can't get enough recycling from Colorado to stay busy, so co-owner Adam Hill ships it in from other states.
We have a lot of capacity here, and we're running a lot of equipment, so the equipment's got to stay fed, right? That's how we make money.
A bill in the Colorado legislature wants to change that by creating a statewide recycling program. It would be funded by a producer responsibility program tasking businesses that help create the waste to pay for it.
I think it's a good thing. I just think the more recycling we can do, the better.
But 15 minutes away at Woods Boss Brewing,
March 16th, 2020 happened, and it was the complete shutdown.
they're still building back from the pandemic. They started selling cans to supplement their lost business, but that has its own challenges.
Logistics, shipping, delivery, things like cost of raw materials is all skyrocketing.
Co-owner Chad Moore says a potential eventual producer responsibility fee certainly wouldn't help matters.
We could be forcing a even more difficult situation for a lot of folks.
The bill has a carve-out for businesses making less than $5 million, but he's convinced it will still affect them.
As it stands today, we don't have a full understanding of what that cost is.
He also worries it doesn't have enough guidelines and it's only targeting one part of the supply chain. But he wants to be clear.
We are all on board for recycling. All we're asking or saying is, let's talk about it.
The bill faced its first committee test Thursday. If passed, Colorado would be one of the first states in the nation with this type of legislation. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
addressing wildfires.
It's costly to the world every time we have a massive wildfire season. I'm really hoping people get that part out.
By addressing the way we camp, the Colorado company changing the way we enjoy the outdoors.
The strong wind's about to quiet down and a beautiful Friday is on the way.
Plus a big day in sports. We have the Pios chasing a national championship, the Nuggets chasing the playoffs, and the Rockies preparing for their home opener tomorrow.